begin The Merchant of Venice, in which we shall be studying about Act 2, Scene 1. Before starting the class, please make me sure, am I visible and audible to everybody? Okay, all right. So, students, you have to take out your workbook as well as your textbook. In workbook, just take out page number 72, and in textbook, you have to open page number 45. Okay. Dhruv Srivastava, you have raised your hand. Do you want to ask anything?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, I understand because you asked.
Okay. So we'll start the class now. So first of all, take out your workbook page number 72. Here we will have a plot development today. Then after the class will be proceeding. Clear? So in Act 2, Scene 1, in plot development, we can find that this scene have much form and color. Clear? When we are going to study this scene, here we have a much form and form. In what sense the scene what we're going to have today, we will have the description of the form, the description which was which is given by the Prince of Morocco and also Portia. So here we will see that how the in grand style they are talking about themselves. Portia is also saying something, in the beginning of the when we have Portia in the last scene, we found that she had a something some other thought for the man, for the person who had a black composition. But here she's not going to agree on that particular point what she told earlier. She is giving reference to the man, to the person, the Prince of Morocco. Will see that. So the style in which they both are talking to each other, in which you find that how the style they are having, that is very grand. Okay, he's talking about his brevity, that how much bold he was, and he was just done this and that. So we'll see. So this scene has much pomp and color. Okay, the Prince of Morocco arrives and presents himself as an eligible suitor to Portia. So here we see that the introduction of Prince of Morocco. He arrives here as he is one of the suitors to Portia. Clear. His opening dialogue is full of pride and self-confidence. So as I told that, his opening dialogue is completely full of pride, in which he's talking about his boldness and all, and somewhere what self-confidence. Okay, full of confidence he has while he was talking to Portia. He tells Portia not to dislike him for his dark complexion, as his dark complexion, because he was, he's living near the place, near the country which is near equator. So here the sun rays come, so very heat. So that is why people belong to that particular place, they become dark in complexion. Okay. So that is why he told to Portia that don't dislike him for his dark complexion. According to his, according to him, his complexion is the shadow's library of burning sun. As I told you, that according to him, why he was in dark complexion, because he lives in a country, he lives in a place where there is means the heat of the sun is very high, the temperature is very high, so the place near equator, that is why his color is like that dark complexion. Clear? So that is why he's saying that don't dislike me. Why? Because of my color. Okay. Then he boasts of his healthy and red blood. See that he is valor. Valor is that bravery in war and the love which many women of his country have for him. He's talking about this bit. So he's talking about his bravery that I have what that types of complexion, dark color, but it due to my personality, my bravery, a number of girls, the virgin girls, number of girls are, they are the what he says that according to him, he boasts he is healthy and red blood. Due to my valor, due to my bravery, a number of women of his country have love for him. Clear? He asks Portia not to judge him by the color of his skin, but by his blood, which is as red as the any of other suitor. So okay, he is going to compare himself with the any other suitor who is leaving to the north side. Okay, suppose this is the word. So the person who is living to the north side, that types of country. So he's saying that if I am living near equator, so go and call that types of person who is living where to that north side. So the color of my blood as well as his blood. So both the colors will be same. So that is why he's saying that don't judge me with my color. Why? Because I'm also the same as the other suitors who is living near the equator where the temperature is somewhere very down and they are very red. They are fair in complexion. So don't judge me with my color. Okay. Then again he says, Portia assures him that her decision to marry someone is not guided exclusively by his physical appearance, but by the will of his father. As we can see that Portia also giving reverence to the man, to the Prince of Monaco, she says that my wish is not dependent on my wish or my desire. I cannot choose any person to see the personality of somebody or the color because that is my wish is not on me. I have to go according to my father's will. So what my father's will is there, I have to go for that. So if it will be on me, if my wish dependent on me, so definitely your personality and all, I'm somewhere very very affected to you, so I can give myself as a wife to you. But as I cannot think as a maiden, as unmarried girl, so we will have the same unmarried maiden in the line. I will tell you when I will show you the text. So I cannot think like the maiden. Why? Because my wish is somewhere dependent on my father's will. But but she is giving reverence to the man that I am somewhere very impressed, impressed with your personality. Clear? Physical appearance. Then after she says, therefore, he stands as good as a chance to win as any other suitor. Okay, that is why you have something different. That is why you are one of them as the other suitors. Clear. The prince thanks Portia for the compliment and continues to boast about his conquest. Okay, so he is now going to talk about his conquest, what he did in his life. So he's saying that thanks to Portia because she's somewhere very giving compliment, and then after he's talking about his conquest. He says that the slaying of the king of Persia and the defeating Sultan to Turkey in 3 battles. He's talking about that he has defeated king of Persia, and then after king of Persia to whom and defeating Sultan of Turkey in 3 times in 3 battles. So he just boosting his, that his conquest. Okay. Then after he enumerates his daring feats like taking away the young sucking cups from a she bear and facing a roaring lion. He's talking, he's boosting himself that I have a power, I have a guts. So I can take the baby, the kid of the young ones of the she bear. It is very hard to take a bear who is just feeding the young one. So from there, I can take the young one. So how much power I have, or I can face the roaring lion. So like that, he's boasting himself to impressing Portia. Then he is, however, unsure his luck now, for if may make him choose the wrong casket, and someone who is not worthy enough might choose the correct one. There's a fear in his mind, and the fear is that he's talking about that I have such types of bravery in the world. Nobody can stand near me. Clear? What bravery I have. 3 times I have defeated Prince, means the Sultan of Turkey, and then after I have defeated whom? The King of Persia. I can stand in front of the lion, the roaring lion. That's a very dangerous thing. I can snatch to whom? The kids, the young ones from where? From the feeding she bears. So that types of power I have. But the thing, what the play, what we're going to have this time, that is dependent on the luck. So it may be, or there are chances to win that person who is less worthy to me, the person who is less worthy to me, who is less brave than me. Then after, maybe I cannot win that particular play, or that dice. So that is the, that is the game is choosing casket. You can see that choosing casket is dependent on the luck. If it is dependent on the bravery, so I sure that I must take my luck. I was one of them only. Then after, Portia tells the prince to be prepared to take his chance after dinner, and warns him saying, okay, she told that, okay, no problem, as you are also as eligible as the rest of the suitors. So let us go for the dinner first, then after we will go in temple, then after you will, that just face your luck. She says here, you must take your chance and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose if you choose wrong. What wrong? Never to speak to lady afterward in way of marriage, therefore be advised. Okay, there are 3 conditions. I will tell you first. There are 3 conditions. In that 3 condition, what happened? A person who is going to, who's going to play that game, or going to choose the casket. So there are 3 conditions that they have to follow. The first one, if they are going to choose any wrong casket, so after that, the first condition that they will not marry the whole life. They cannot marry to any other woman if they are going to choose a wrong casket. Then after, second is, they will not tell anybody that which casket they have chosen in their parts. So without saying anything, what types of casket they have chosen, that types of things they will have to not tell to any other. And the 3 things that without creating any problem, they quietly have to leave the place. Okay, without making any drama, they quietly have to leave that place where they were. So these 3 conditions that they have to remember before choosing the thing. Okay, what 3 conditions they have to go in temple or in church or in front of God? They have to take these 3 vows. Clear? So that is what she says, that you must take your chance and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose. What swear? That if you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterward in the way of marriage, before we therefore be advised. So that is the, my advice is for you. If you have any types of doubts, so it's okay, you can either choose or you can return before choosing anyone, because what things you have told me, don't destroy all the things. If you're going to choose anyone any wrong casket, so all the things, all the three conditions you have to follow. You cannot marry with any other woman. Clear? So till here things are clear, everybody. The plot development what I explained to you. And more. Okay. So that types of plot development what I told here, that we are going to have in the next scene. So here we will have the complete and detailed study. So take out your book, page number 45 in text. Okay. So it says that the scene begins with a lot of pumps. What is pump? I told you that the thing that is very grandeur, splendor, magnificent state, or very flourish. So what types of thing? Both visible and verbal. Means whatever they are going to talk to each other. We can say that the style is, the style is very high, and also the visible thing what we're going to have, that is also very high. So it is marked by the entrance of the Prince of Morocco, one of the suitors to Portia. He is of dark complexion, yet confident of his charm and valor. What is valor? That is his boldness, his heroic deed, as well as his bravery. This scene provides all the necessary information about the lottery of caskets and the condition attached to those make the effort. So I told you that the condition here they are talking about the same. It is it is also highlighted the themes of prejudice based on the racial and religious differences along the gambling games of and chance. This game is really that is depend on gambling. That is depend on dice. So if you have 1 rupees coin, and if I'm going to do like that, so we do not know what types of head and tail will come. So that is a game in which we are going to face our luck, to see our luck. So how lucky a person is that to, so then after he will be eligible to the husband of Portia. Clear? So that game is somewhere dependent on the particular luck. See, scene one, Belmont. A room in Portia's house flourish of cornets enter the Prince of Morocco and his train. Portia, Nerissa, and other of attendants. So this scene, which is of in Belmont, we can see. So there's a room of Portia here. In a room, there is beats of drum. So there's the entrance of Prince of Morocco with some of his attendants. Narcia and Portia is already there. So what Morocco says, see, mislike me not for my complexion. The shadows livery of the burned son, to whom I am a neighbor and near that, saying that mislike me not for my complexion. Mislike means dislike. So saying that, lady, don't dislike me dislike me for the complexion what I have. The shadows livery of the burning sun. What condition, what complexion I have. This is not my fault actually. The place, the country where I'm living, that is where it's better. So that is why we have the high temperature there. So due to that burning sun, my color is very dark. Clear? To whom I am a neighbor. I am a neighbor of the sun. That equator, as I told. So here is the sun, and I am the neighbor. I am living near the sun. So that is why I am the neighbor to it. Clear? And near bed, somewhere closely related to sun. Again, he says, bring me the fairest creature, northward born, where few fire scares those the isolates, and let us make incision for your love, to prove whose blood is reddish, his or mine. I tell the lady, this aspect of mine hath feared the valiant by my love I fear. He told, bring me the fairest creature northward born. Okay, he told that if you have any problem of my dark complexion, so bring me any person who has, who has born near the north side, near the north side. So bring me any person from the north side, and then after we have what? Where few of, what is few of the student? Few of the fair is talking about that particular sun. So there is two conditions. See here, he's talking about that sun, and what is the condition of north side? The people who is living in the north, temperature is very low, so that is why they are very fair in color. Okay, so there is no name of sun. So that is why he's talking about two different things, two different country, two different climate. But if you're going to bring anybody who's living, who's belonging to the north side, you know, then after let us make incision of your love. Then making comparison of the person who is belonging to that particular area. He is saying that I and the person who is from here, so we will have one incision, means cut. We will cut our hand or our vein, and the blood will come. So with the help of that blood, we will see that whose blood is reddish. So I can tell you that there is no different at all. I'm also one of them. Means I'm also as eligible as the other suitors. Clear? To prove whose blood is reddish, his or mine. So I can cut my vein, or we can prove that whose blood is red, whose blood is reddish. Okay, I tell the lady this aspect of mine. This aspect means appearance. So now he's talking about his appearance. He's saying that, lady, only my complexion is dark, but if I'm talking about the rest of the things, so I am really the most eligible suitor for you. How? Hath feared, hath feared the valiant my love I swear. Now he's going to go, that boost his, he's going to boost his, that valence. He's talking about the best regarded virgins of our climb is country or climate, have loved you too. I would not change this hue. Hue means color. It's talking about, due to as I am. For this appearance of mine, a number of virgins, a number of girls, no, they are the fan of mine. They love to me. They are just going to die themselves of my this physical appearance. So for them, I cannot going to leave my color. The woman who is belongs to my country, they are very fond of my appearance, my bravery. But except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen. I can do anything, but my color. How much I love you, how much I just want to win this game. What means to choose the rice casket. For that, I can leave my color as well. If anybody will say to leave the color complexions, I will not be ready. But to win you, to find you, I can you just reject my this color. So that is why I say that have love to it. I would not change this hue, means change my complexion, change my color. For anything, I cannot change my color, but how much I love you, how much I want to win this game, due to you only, I can change my, except to steal. See that it can accept you, I can change it, I can do it. Your thoughts to win you, to win your thoughts, to win your love, my gentle feel. To Portia, he's talking about this thing. So till here, things are clear. Okay. Then Portia, in terms of choice, I am not solely led by my nice direction of maiden eyes. See the word maiden came. I told in the last poetry, the Bengal tells the word maiden means the girl who is not yet married. Okay. So she's saying that in terms of choice, when we're talking about choice, there is no wishes of mine. Why? Because it is completely depend on my father's choice. I cannot think like maidens. As they are going to choose their future husband, I cannot choose that type of thing. Okay. Besides the lottery of my destiny, bars me the right of the voluntary choosing. My father's wish somewhere forbade me to choose the husband, the prince, according to my thoughts. Clear? But if my father had not scanted me, what's she saying? See, she says that, but if my father has not squanted me, if my father has not limited me, bounded me of this, this foundation, so what I would be, and hazed me by his wit to eld myself his wife, who wins me by that I means I told you. Means she's saying that if I would not be bounded, the thing of my means the wish, the will of my father, so I can give myself you as a wife. Means I can marry with you. So now that here I just want to make one thing. The last scene where we were introduced Portia, there a speech given by her. She was saying that a person if who is having the dark complexion, so I will not going to be a wife of that types of person. Even I can only bless for that person. They can bless me, but I cannot accept that type of a person for as a as a husband. So here we can say that the two speeches by Portia is somewhere different. Why? Because different here she she's in front of Prince Morocco and very much influenced. The personality, the appearance of the man is very much influenced to Portia. What happened then? She's giving reverence to that. That is why the understanding or between them is somewhere very high. Then see, yourself renowned prince then stood as fair as any comer. I have looked on you and at for my affection. So if I would not be bounded of my father's will, I would see you as one of the best prince of mine. Means I would see that in that affection, in that I see you. Then Morocco says what? Even for that, I thank you. Therefore, I pray you, let me to the casket to try my fortune. He told that, okay, thank you. Whatever you have told Portia, that is very, that is very big thing for me. And let us choose the Kahnis. He was very excited to choose the thing. Okay, so that is why he told that. Led me to the casket to try my fortune, to try my luck. But by this semester, what is semester? That is, he's showing his sword. Okay, he's showing his sword or short sword. What he had. He's talking about his bravery now. See that slew the Sophie and the Persian prince that won 3 battles of Sultan Solomon. That he's showing his sword. That he's showing his sword and talking about, Portia, see that this is my sword. With the help of this sword, what I did, I slew the Sophie and the Persian prince. I defeated Sophie as well as the Persian king Sophie, who is the prince of emperor of Persia, and the Persian king, the Persian prince, and the Persian prince. There is a man who is that Sultan Solomon. Sultan Solomon has been defeated Persian king 3 times. So how much brave I have? So who have defeated Persian king 3 times? I have defeated that person. So how much power I have? So he's talking. He's boosting himself. That is why the poem I told, that the conversation they had, both of them, Portia as well as the Prince of Morocco. And also he says, so here in the line, these lines are very important. Students, you can underline the line what I'm going to have now. I wonder out stare the sternest eyes that look. The look, then after out brave the heart most daring on the earth. Pluck the young sucking cups from the she bears. Yeah, mock the lion when he roar for prey. To win the lady, but alas the while, if Hercules and Lichas play at dice with the better man, the greater so may turn by fortune for the viewer's hand, and so Elisade's beat in his pain. See, The lines what I read, they're very important for your exam. You can underline. You know, there are three comparison what he's going to do. First is he's talking about his bravery and says that I would outstare how much brave I have. You know that in the world, the whole world, if I would, what I will do, I would, outstare means to gaze somebody. If I show you my eyes to somebody, so by seeing the eyes of my a number of princes, a number of brave person would would not dare to stand in front of me. Okay, so I can I can what we can see that I can have such types of power so that I can resemble as a man who can defeat anybody with my eyes only. And also what he says, the first comparison is talking about the eyes, the gazing power, how much strong I have. The second says out brave, out brave the heart most daring on the earth. If I'm going to, the person who is saying that I am the only one who can defeat anybody. So if I'm going to say to anything, if the loud voice, so with my loud voice they can scare with me. So that type of thing I have. The second first comparison is that. Now the second comparison, line number 30 says, I can pluck the young sucking cups. So how much power I have so that I can pluck the sucking cups from the she bears. It's very risky and a dangerous thing. If you're going to pluck a cup from any animal, really they will not leave you. So I have such types of power. So I can pluck the cup from the sucking mother. Okay. Next comparison is what? Yeah, mock the lion when he roars for prey. The lion who is going for prey. Prey means to catch any animal for his, for his feed, or we can say that if any animal is very hungry, he's going to prey an animal. So that is why I can mock the lion. I can face the lion. Mock means, you can say that. The thing in which we can going to have a smile, the walking smile, that indirect smile. So I can have the power in front of the lion. I can mock them. So that is why that he is going to comparing himself with the lion as well. Okay, how why these things will do? So to win you, oh Portia. Again, he says, if Hercules and Lichas, Hercules is what? Hercules was the Superman of Greek mythology, and Lichas was his servant, the Superman, the strongest man. So again, he is going to compare himself with that Hercules, who is very, very, strong and the strongest person in Greek mythology. And Lichas is the servant of his. So he's saying that that Hercules and Lichas. What is the condition of Hercules and Lichas? The play, the casket play, that we're going to have today, it is dependent on that types of luck in which a Hercules, in which a strongest brave man Hercules is going to against with his Lichas. So maybe that Lichas can win that game. Maybe his luck is much better than Hercules. So that is why he's making comparison himself to the Hercules. Why? Because in bravery, how much powerful he has. So here there is not fight of this, not battle of what. Here in this battle they're not going to show their powers. Here they're going to have their luck. So that is why he have somewhere doubt. So that is why he says that maybe I can lose the real casket. Clear? So is Alcides beaten by his face. Alcides is again referring to the same person, Hercules. Clear? And so many, and so may I. So I also can lose the game. Blind fortune leading me miss that which one unworthy and may attain. So any unworthy, see that he is talking about himself that he is only the worthy man. So the rest of the rest of the men are unworthy according to him. So that is why he's saying that the maybe that any unworthy prince or unworthy suitor will win that the right casket. So that is why died with the grain. If such a thing will happen, such thing would going to be the real thing. I will die. in grieving, in that, you know, that upset condition or in mourn condition. So I will die that if any unworthier prince or king is going to have the right casket. So Portia what says? You must take your chance and either not attempt to choose at all. So she's saying that okay, if you have such types of thought in your mind, so there are two conditions. If you're not going to choose at all, why? Because if you're going to choose and maybe if you're going to have any wrong caskets, what would be? You don't have to marry anybody. So that is why the decision is yours. Try to think properly and do the decision. So you must take your chance or either not attempt to choose at all. Not go to attempt means she's giving suggestion to him. Why? And also swear before you choose if you choose wrong. Whatever condition I told you that you have to do. Never to speak to a lady forward afterward in way of marriage. Therefore, be advised that I told you that after losing the game or the casket, you have not to marry any other lady. Morocco, nor will not come bring me unto my chance. Let us pay the chance which is mine. Portia, first forward to the temple after dinner, and you haggard shall be met. She's saying that okay, let us go for uh, temple or in the church to to take the vow, and then after we have the dinner, and after that we will go there for choosing the right casket. So Prince of Morocco says that good fortune then to make them be blessed and cursed among them. It means if I will choose the right casket, so I will be the man who is who is somewhere blessed by God. And if I'm not going to choose the right casket, so that is I will be the man who is really cursed by the God. So here they all extend. Scene one is finished. We have 6 minutes. If you have any doubt, you can ask in this seat, please.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Aditya.
Good morning, Aditya. Ma'am, please explain the line number 25 to 29 in Morocco.
Okay, 25 and 29. Okay,
25
right.
and 29. Okay.
Okay, see here in 25,
Okay, so here in 25.
I am listening myself. Okay, Prince of Morocco is giving thanks to Portia first, and then after he's saying he just boasting himself and telling that see my sword. He's boasting himself and then talking about his sword means his brevity. You know that Portia, this is only my sword, and with the my sword only slave to whom? See that slave, the Sophie and the Persian prince. With the help of this sword, I have conquered much more. Many battles in which he's talking about the third three. The three main battles. First of all, how he had shown Sophie, and then after a Prince Persian, and then after a man who has defeated 3 times to Prince Persian, who was Sultan Solomon. So with the help of my this son, I have defeated that particular person who has defeated, Prince Persian 3 times. So this is my sword. He's boosting his power. Okay, then after he's talking about comparison number one, I would outstare the sternest eye that too. The man who is very brave in the world, I can fear with my eyes to them. When I show my eyes to them, they can, they can scare. They have fear of that eyes. They cannot stand in front of me. I outbrave the horde, most daring man in the world. So the man who is saying that I am very brave, that they are very powerful person. So with the help of my eyes only, I can defeat them. Clear? Okay. Aditya, you went? Okay, so we have Bhumi. Bhumi and Dhruv Srivastava, maybe is there doubt?
Hello.
Yes, Bhumi.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Ma'am, I am having doubt in line number 33 to 36.
33. 30, then after. Okay, I got it. 33 to 36. Okay. So here is the main line that I'm talking about. Very important for exams. So the first comparison I told you, when he outstare anybody, he can show his eyes, and then after he defeat with the help of his eyes only to the powerful man in the world. Then after he's talking about, I can pluck the cups. Cups means of the young ones of beer. You know, so I can snatch the young ones from where? From sucking, means who is feeding his mother. You know, that is very toughest work. Nobody can do things. If anybody, if a lioness who is feeding, her cups. So do you have that type of dare? So you can take his or her cups from that particular place? Of course not. Nobody can do. So I have that type of power. I can take the cups who is feeding her mother. That second comparison. And also I can mock the lion who is going for prey. You know, so I can mock them. I can stand before the lion. So these the things what he's talking about, that are very impossible things. So that is why he's boosting himself. Then after he says, why I will do these things to win you only. So how? See, he you know that he's saying that how much I love to you, for you I can do all these things. I would be the better man. I would be the better man. Now again he's making one more comparison to the Hercules. Hercules is the strongest person in the Greek mythology. It's talking about I would be that. That game is such types of game which is depend on fortune. So if that will be a battle of powerful, that bravery, so I must be win that. But that game, that choosing right casket is somewhere depend on fortune. So if the dice will, if I will throw the dice, so we do not know head or tail will come. So that is depend on that particular condition, that particular luck, fate. So I may be lost, as if the such types of competition is going to held between Hercules and his servant Lichas. So maybe there are chances to win Lichas, who is who is you can see really weaker than him, than Hercules. So he can win. So in the same way, he is comparing that the person who is really unworthy to you, they can win. Why? Because that game is somewhere depend on the fortune. Clear. So students, just read all the things. Tomorrow again we have class. If you have any doubt, we will clear all the things. As your time is over, I will finish here. Here the speech by Prince Morocco is very important. It can be asked in the exam. So try to go to the lines and all the three conditions. And in the next class, students, we will be proceeding the class. That is the scene 2, act 1, act 2, scene 2. Clear. So till that time, thank you so much and have a nice day.